The National Archives released thousands of previously secret files on the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
But hundreds more are being held back for another 6 months at the request of the CIA and the FBI, citing national security concerns. Seth Lemon reports from Washington.
Almost 54 years after President Kennedy's assassination, some 2,800 previously secret documents surrounding the investigation into his murder are now public. Some of those documents include details of the U.S. government's efforts to overthrow the Castro regime in the 60s and 70s, as well as Castro's denial to a visiting congressional committee that he had anything to do with Kennedy's assassination.
These are government reports written for other government officials.
Phil Sheehan wrote a New York Times bestseller about the Kennedy assassination. He wants to know more about shooter Lee Harvey Oswald's trip to Mexico City, which is mentioned in the documents.
The question in the back of my mind has always been, didn't the CIA know much more about what was going on with Oswald in Mexico City? Didn't they suspect that he was a much bigger threat? And why didn't they warn Washington of that at the time?
The National Archives here in Washington is responsible for releasing the information, but experts say it could take days, if not weeks, to make sense of it all.
Oswald was shot and killed by Jack Ruby while in police custody, giving rise to conspiracy theories about the Kennedy assassination. In 1964, the Warren Commission reported that Oswald acted as a lone wolf, but that finding did little to put the matter to rest.
Here's a useful moment where the government can try to show real transparency about a turning point in American history.
But it's possible the documents could raise more questions than they answer. Seth Lemon, CBS News, Washington.
One official did say no matter what is in these newly released documents, it's still very unlikely we'll ever know the whole truth.
Despite injuries at running back, the Bison football team plans to use the ground game to take out a conference rival. Beth has the details later in sports.
Up next, ways you can make sure your child's privacy is protected when you post pictures of them on Facebook.